Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for July 2024. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you are interested in a personalized reading, or if you would like to look at your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and I would love to work with you. All right, let's get into it. Life Path 22-4. So you all are working with some interesting energies this month. You've got the 28-1, but then you also got Tasmanian Devil. So let's break it down. The 28-1, this is, I don't know how to even explain this energy. It's a very unique, very interesting type of energy. And someone recently had this. One of the numbers recently had this energy. I don't think it was you all, but anyway, it's a very sort of contradictory type of energy where it brings about surprises, unexpected events, unusual events, where it just feels weird. Like that you expect something to happen, but then it's a complete 180 from that expectation. Or, something comes into your awareness that just sort of blows your mind a little bit, right? And so then you have to figure out how to maneuver in that space. It's a very wonky kind of energy. It's a good energy. It's just, it really is pushing us to be adaptable, to be able to go with the flow, to not try to control too much, but to sort of, it makes me think of if you're familiar with tennis, there's a way to practice your playing or your hitting skills with this machine that shoots out the tennis balls, right? But you never really know where it's going to shoot the ball. And then you have to run and hit it, right? It's kind of like that energy where the universe is that, the ball machine and you're the tennis player. And so you don't really know what's coming at you until it comes at you. That's sort of this energy. And it can, again, be very contradictory. So the external may look one way, but you feel another way. And I would say go with how you feel. Or someone might say something to you and you think, okay, I get it, I'm on board. But then their actions are completely contradictory to what they're saying. So it's that kind of smoke and mirrors, kind of a lot of illusions, have to kind of move beyond the illusion, trust yourself, etc. Very interesting energy here, but it can really open you up to sort of being able to trust yourself more, right? When it comes to making decisions and, how you feel about a situation and really trusting that over what you're being fed, kind of incorporating the two to come up with the best sort of analysis of whatever's coming in for you. It can also bring about competition as well. So you might find that all of a sudden people just want to compete with you or they see you as competition, even though you don't want to be competition. And so it can bring this sort of sense of just this, I don't want to say tenseness, but it's almost like people find a way to push the buttons, and you're going to have to be careful about how you respond or react to the pushing of those buttons. So what I would say is one thing of this energy is it has the potential to be confronting and to trigger us, right? And really, instead of reacting to that triggering, we're meant to pause, go within and see why it's having that charged effect, right? Why are we feeling this charged emotion around whatever this is? So do we engage and do we participate and do we retaliate, or do we hit the pause button, remove ourselves from that situation, choose not to engage, and go deeper into ourselves to figure out why we're having this emotional response? Because that's actually what's going to give us the answer to how to handle it, right? And how to move forward and how to alleviate feeling that same charged emotion in the future. So that's always possible. I would say stay away from competitions this month, right? Unless they're fun and they're sort of playful. But anybody that wants to, have you prove yourself or etc. Or if there's someone that you're trying to get them to prove themselves, just be really careful about that because it has the potential to sort of blow up in your face a little bit. I would definitely say stay away from the competition this month if you can. Don't engage with it is what I'm trying to say, because it'll probably find you, but it's how you engage with it that's going to determine your experience. And with the surprises or the unexpected events or the unusual events, just use your discernment, be adaptable, use good judgment, take your time, don't be overly impulsive, don't be too reactionary, and you will get the most out of this energy because it really is trying to show you something about yourself and how you handle yourself when things aren't going your way, or when things are when it feels like you're sort of on this slippery slope type of thing. So yeah, it's just a really interesting energy, but it really is showing you that you're very capable of handling those situations, of handling those times that, where you can't get your footing or where you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, or you don't have all the information and you have to trust yourself with making a decision. Yeah, so very interesting energy. I would also say, which is interesting, but you have the energy of the 8 here, right? Because 28-1. So there is definitely a possibility for prosperity, for seeing some kind of increase with your resources, your stability, your finances, that sort of thing could come into play. Becoming the expert at something, like really honing in on your skills and moving towards that and feeling really confident in that. Putting yourself out there in like an authority, as an authority of something, and sharing your wisdom in some way. That's definitely possible this month if you say yes to it. I would definitely say pay attention to your motives and stay in your integrity. With anything that pops up for you this month, just come back to your why, come back to your own motives of why it is that you feel like you need to engage, or why it is that you feel like you need to sort of approach whatever this is in that way type of thing, and stay in your integrity, right? Make sure that what you're doing feels good for you and isn't hurting yourself or others, and you'll do great. And just like I said, be adaptable. Try not to get too defensive or reactionary when it comes to whatever presents itself to you this month. And I think you'll be surprised at what the outcome is, like how much that opens up for you if you're able to do that. With Tasmanian Devil, it's interesting because it's the same sort of energy. So you have like this energy of, thinking something's very calm, but then it turns into something that's like, conflict or competition or, a tornado, right? So it's like the calm before the storm is when I think of like Tasmanian Devil, right? Like I'm sure that, because I'm just really kind of equating it to the cartoon figure and not so much to the actual animal. The animal might be way different than the cartoon figure, but that's what it makes me think of. So it's kind of that kind of energy where it has the potential to tap into our reactions. And I would say just it's a test to see how we handle that. So just be mindful of that. Don't be quick to internalize other people's opinions or actions, and really try to see them for what they are, which is just a projection of whatever they're moving through. So try not to take it too personally. It also could be very wonderful, right? It doesn't have to be like this bizarre kind of like funhouse kind of smoke and mirrors type of energy. It can definitely open up a lot for you in collaborations and relationships, business partnerships, etc. But it's probably going to look different than what you would expect it to. And it's probably going to be probably a lot outside of your comfort zone. And so you've just got to kind of find a way to be curious about that and move with that, right? Without being too quick to dismiss it or say no to it because of irrational fear or whatever comes up, right? So I would just say pay attention to your emotions this month and don't let them get the best of you. Just take your time, be patient, have good judgment, and you'll be fine. So I hope it's a great month. I'm sure it'll be an interesting one. Take care. Bye for now.